And remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court, please draw nigh, give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Sarah Almart.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Almate be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
That Sarah Almate be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Kate Arkell.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Kate Arkell be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
That Olivia Kate Arkell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Holly Adele Backhouse.
May it please the court, I move that Holly Adele Backhouse be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
That Holly Adele Backhouse be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Richard Michael Kieran Baines.
May it please the court, I move that Richard Michael Kieran Baines be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Richard Michael Kieran Baines be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stephen John Banos.
May it please the court, I move that Stephen John Banos be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
That Stephen John Banos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yagoda Monica Bartozik.
May it please the court, I move that Yagoda Monica Bartozik be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Yagoda Monica Bartozik be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Titania Batcock.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Titania Batcock be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Olivia Titania Batcock be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ellery Lewis Bock.
May it please the court, I move that Ellery Lewis Bock be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
That Ellery Lewis Bock be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
George Buletos.
May it please the court, I move that George Boletos be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
That George Boletos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kate Renee Brown.
May it please the court, I move that Kate Renee Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
That Kate Renee Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Judith Brown.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Judith Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sarah Judith Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Abigail May Brunton.
May it please the court, I move that Abigail May Brunton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Abigail May Brunton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tula Stamatia Costello.
May it please the court, I move that Tula Stamatia Costello be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tula Stamatia Costello be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Genevieve K. Couvray.
May it please the court, I move that Genevieve K. Couvray be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Genevieve K. Couvray be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Mary Dixon.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Mary Dixon be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Georgia Mary Dixon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Malcolm Donaldson.
May it please the court, I move that James Malcolm Donaldson be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let James Malcolm Donaldson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natasha Deborah Dunder.
May it please the court, I move that Natasha Deborah Dunda be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Natasha Deborah Dunda be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gemma Elder.
May it please the court, I move that Gemma Elder be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Gemma Elder be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dory Fidel.
May it please the court, I move that Dory Fidel be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dory Fidel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samantha Louise Ann Frost.
May it please the court, I move that Samantha Louise Ann Frost be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Samantha Louise Ann Frost be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sonia Bridget Games.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Sonia Bridget Games, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sonia Bridget Games be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Justin Matthew Handisuria.
May it please the court, I move that Justin Matthew Handisuria be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Justin Matthew Handisuria be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Graham Harvey.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Graham Harvey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Joshua Graham Harvey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aaron Michael Hooper.
May it please the court, I move that Aaron Michael Hooper be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Aaron Michael Hooper be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Duranka Viren Jayasinghe.
May it please the court, I move that Duranka Viren Jayasinghe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Duranka Viren Jayasinghe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasmine Sadaf Joyan.
May it please the court, I move that my cousin Jasmine Joyan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jasmine Sadaf Joyan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anadeep Kaur.
May it please the court, I move that Anadeep Kaur be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Anadeep Kaur be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Muhammad Dilawar Khan.
May it please the court, I move that Muhammad Dilawar Khan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Muhammad Dilawar Khan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kwanu Kim.
May it please the court, I move that Kwanu Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Kwanu Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shing Brenda Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Shin Brenda Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Shin Brenda Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hao Liang.
May you please the court, I move that Hao Liang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Hao Liang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carla Bernadette Mazzitelli.
May it please the court, I move that Carla Bernadette Mazzitelli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Carla Bernadette Mazzitelli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Naylor McAndrew.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Naylor McAndrew be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
That Caitlin Naylor McAndrew be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
John Michael McCrory.
May it please the court, I move that John Michael McCrory be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That John Michael McCrory be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jack Martin McNally.
May it please the court, I move that Jack Martin McNally be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jack Martin McNally be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anastasia Nedelkoska.
May it please the court, I move that my sister Anastasia Nedelkoska be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Anastasia Nedelkoska be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tiana May Nicola.
May it please the court, I move that Tiana May Nicola be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Tiana May Nicola be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Ann O'Connell.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Ann O'Connell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Caitlin Ann O'Connell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Morgan Emmanuel Pappas.
May it please the court, I move that Morgan Emmanuel Pappas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Morgan Emmanuel Pappas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Skylar Bree Partridge.
May it please the court, I move that Skylar Bree Partridge be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Skylar Bree Partridge be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bernadine Talio Rabia.
May it please the court, I move that Bernadine Talio Rabia be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Bernadine Talio Rabia be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tatiana Retsina.
May it please the court, I move that Tatiana Retsina be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Tatiana Retsina be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Annabelle Claire Allison Ramsey.
May it please the court, to move that my daughter Annabelle Claire Allison Ramsey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Annabelle Claire Allison Ramsey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rusha Ranade.
May it please the court, I move that Richard Runnaday be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Richard Runnaday be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lamia Fauzi Saba.
May it please the court, I move that Lamia Fauzi Saba be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Lamia Fawzi Saba be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amy Tanius.
Richard.
May it please the court, I move that Amy Tenios be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Amy Tanios be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shirley Angela Udanaji Wu.
May it please the court, I move that Shirley Angela Urdanaji Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Shirley Angela Urdanaji Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ellen Sarah Warner.
May it please the court, I move that my niece Ellen Sarah Warner be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ellen Sarah Warner be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anjali Kumarini Wijarutna.
May it please the court, I move that Anjali Kumarani Wijaratnam be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anjali Kumarani Wijaratne be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Terence Wong.
May it please the court, I move that Terence Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Terence Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Jane Woodward.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Jane Woodward be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Jane Woodward be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacob David Zaytoun.
May it please the court, I move that Jacob David Zaytoun be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacob David Zaytoun be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bovi Zhao.
May it please the court, I move that Bovi Zhao be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bovi Zhao be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Nicole Zoris.
May it please the court, I move that Alexandra Nicole Zoris be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexandra Nicole Zoris be admitted as a lawyer of this court. Will now be necessary for those applicants whose admission has just been moved to stand and remain standing as directed for the purpose of swearing an oath or making a declaration. So please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
Could rows 1 and 2 on my right please stand? Sarah Almart, Olivia Kate Arkell, Holly Adele Backhouse, Richard Michael Kieran Baines, Stephen John Banos, Yagoda Monica Bartozik, Olivia Titania Batcock, Ellery Lewis Bock, George Beletos, Kate Renee Brown, Sarah Judith Brown, Abigail May Brunton, Tula Stamatia Costello, Genevieve K. Couvray, Georgia Mary Dixon, James Malcolm Donaldson. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 to my right please stand up? Natasha Deborah Dunda, Gemma Elder, Dori Fidel, Samantha Louise Ann Frost, Sonia Bridget Games, Justin Matthew Handasuria, Joshua Graham Harvey, Aaron Michael Hooper, Durunka Viren Jayasinga, Jasmine Sadaf Joyan, Anadeep Kaur, Muhammad Dilwa Khan, Kwanu Kim, Xing Brenda Lee, Hao Liang, Carla Bernadette Mazzelli, Caitlin Naylor McAndrew, John Michael McCrory. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability. Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down. And could the row in front of me please stand up? Jack Martin McNally, Anastasia Nettle Koska, Tiana May Nicola, Caitlin Ann O'Connell, Morgan Emmanuel Pappas, Skylar Bree Partridge, Bernadine Talio Rabia, Titania Ratsina, Annabelle Claire Allison Ramsey. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could the two rows to my left please stand up? Thanks. Rusha Ranade, Lamia Fauzi Saba, Amy Tanius, Shirley Angela Ludanaji Wu, Ellen Sarah Warner, Anjali Kumarini Wujay Rutna, Terence Wong, Emily Jane Woodward, Jacob David Zaytun, Bauzi Zhao, and Alexandra Nicole Zoris. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court, the ceremonial court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today, to my immediate right, is Justice Adamson, a judge of appeal of the court. To my left, Justice Rees, a judge in the equity division of the court, and to Justice Adamson's right, Justice Weinstein, a judge of the common law division of the court. We have all divisions of the court represented today, and together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this morning. We've done so sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all First Nations people. To all the newly admitted lawyers around the court today, welcome to the legal profession today, this morning, and today is one great celebration and achievement. We up here on the bench know how hard you have all worked to get here. It's a memory that never really leaves you, although I have to say the hard work continues. I'm also very pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable over the last few years, in particular as you've finished your studies and undertaken your formal qualifications. No doubt your supporters, family and friends have been from time to time perhaps on the receiving end of your finely polished or emerging skills of argument and persuasion, and I encourage you to take the time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you to a very long civilised lunch to celebrate the occasion. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824, 200 years ago next year. And by 1830, the names of lawyers admitted in this court were entered onto the rolls in this state, as you will all do immediately after this ceremony. It is in acknowledgement of the weighty responsibility and great tradition that we observe today's unique formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by somebody who is already a member of the legal profession, and by the fact that you have made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers. They are therefore witnesses, as are we on the bench, witnesses to the promises and undertakings that you have made today about how you will conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer in New South Wales. In terms of tradition and formality, you will see from portraits of former Chief Justices hanging on the walls of this court that we on the bench are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. Now, I have to tell you that they are not particularly comfortable, especially in summer, and we don't wear them when hearing matters, but we do wear them on ceremonial occasions such as this, and we do so for a very important symbolic reason. That is because wearing the same robes as the great lawyers 200 years in this country and beyond that recognises the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales. And so although the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool, and that is an excellent thing, the underlying continuity of the rule of law is recognised and respected. As to that is to say the continuity of the rule of law, in a world in which there is so much uncertainty and insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever, and is not simply a matter for academic debate or some theoretical interest. It is vitally important. The rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. And we know, looking around the world, that there is nothing theoretical about those threats. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths, some of which may not even yet exist. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation that you have just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard, whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, the Aboriginal Legal Service, a government department or agency, or in an entirely different field. You should be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. And you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. It's central to being members of a profession. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, to which I've already referred, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. We saw rapid technological shifts through the pandemic, and they've had profound and ongoing implications for the way in which our legal system interacts with members of the community, and has also delivered greater workplace flexibility. But while the increased use of technology in the work of the courts has offered a number of advantages, I have to say that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. It is a human profession. There have, of course, been other important changes in the legal profession that deserve attention in addition to those brought about by technology and the pandemic. When we think of the diversity of the legal profession, we encounter a duality that we've come quite a long way to where we were not very long ago, but that much still needs to be done. So one notable example relates to the role of female lawyers. In New South Wales, women were not even permitted to practice law or to become a judge until the Act of 1918. But even then, with the passage of that Act, the role of women lawyers was very closed, and to most for many years. That has changed very, very significantly. So since 2018, for example, female lawyers have made up more than half of all solicitors with a practicing certificate in New South Wales, and currently make up more than 2/3 of solicitors under the age of 30. And some of the most senior positions in the law in Australia are held by distinguished female lawyers, including the current Chief Justice of the High Court, the Chief Justices of Victoria, Queensland and the ACT, the President of our own Court of Appeal, Justice Ward, the State's Director of Public Prosecutions and Senior Public Defender, and the Presidents of the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society of New South Wales. There should also be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our rich cosmopolitan community. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system, some involuntarily, can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community. The admissions ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge 4 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when we all commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity in the profession. And that is, in turn, something which builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary, the legal profession, and ultimately the rule of law. Now, let me now offer a bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions, and you must use the tools you have developed and will continue to develop to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and to the administration of justice. At various points in your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake I would advise you to strive to avoid making is in giving your clients the advice you think they want to hear. That is not that will not be good advice, and it's not the role of a lawyer. The role of a lawyer is to explain what the law is and people's rights and obligations. Telling someone what they want to hear is not a discharge of your duty. Being a lawyer means that you are an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate, whether at the bar or not. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will in many cases be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, family, personal well-being, or health or financial position. For these reasons, you must always strive to deliver legal services, not only competently and fearlessly, of course, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. In this context, I always emphasise the importance of civility in the practice of the law. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in the litigation side of practice, are by definition confrontational. But the practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as it sometimes does. It is essential that you, in your professional lives, maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times, as I've said, that you are members of a profession, not a business. And remember this, that the best advocates can and do make their points simply and succinctly. very often less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges, and I don't exclude myself from that, could use that gentle reminder from time to time. For a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible. It's certainly complex. And one of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, other times by deciphering poor legal drafting, and sometimes simply by understanding the facts and putting them into a legal framework so rights and obligations can be understood. So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and your speaking. To do so facilitates ultimately access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important, something which is recognised much more today than it was 20 or 30 years ago. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now that's often because lawyers will go the extra mile and want to go the extra mile to ensure that they are giving their clients full advice, they are on top of the facts, they are prepared for court, whatever. And that's admirable. It's an admirable aspect of what lawyers do, going the extra mile. But all of that can be physically and mentally taxing. So you must work hard to keep your balance and perspective and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time, and I dare say still do, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. You should also remember that the legal profession, is a highly collegiate one. And in this context, I'm now going to invite two young representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society to say a few words about early days of practice. Mr. Trahanis, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Christina Trahanis, and I have been practicing for 5 years at the bar, predominantly in commercial law and public law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for all genders and backgrounds. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, and it allows me to give expert advice to and represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look on its website, and each year there is a Career at the Bar open day. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, and they meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including the New Barristers Committee, which organises social and educational events for 0 to 5 year barristers like me, a Diversity and Equality Committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or the Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this Honourable Court. May it please the Court.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Ms. Ehrlich, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Sophia Ehrlich, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here, being admitted to the Supreme Court roll as the final step at the end of a long and all-consuming journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved this far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, after 8.5 years of tertiary study, I knew I had a lot more left to learn. And as I stand here today, after almost 6 years of practicing as a solicitor, I can tell you a few things that I've learned so far. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community. I stand before you, a woman and a proud Australian and Croatian citizen, as one example. And this large and diverse community is one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 33,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been a part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for over 6 years. Here, I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I've needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society of New South Wales, and New South Wales Young Lawyers more specifically, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteering opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer. We look forward to welcoming you to the Law Society community.
Thank you. Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession and career. It's stimulating, challenging, and satisfying, and it's populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to have been admitted as a lawyer, of your achievements to date, and the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our society. Without an independent, decent, hard-working legal profession, much of what we take for granted would fall away. And you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We on the bench wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. So on behalf of Justice Adamson, Justice Rees, Justice Weinstein, and all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.